some more.
Noel's here too.
Noel, turn around and grin. He had to work today. Well, he didn't have to, but
Darla, come here. Sit over there. Renee,
she's coming.
Daddy, come here. Sit right here.
I don't know where I got this from.
I thought Noel was in there. You remember?
I'll just stand right here.
Noel, I want you in the picture, honey. You sit right there.
Who knows it could help her with it? Who else knows this that could help her with it?
Sit right here.
This is the story of how the Williamses celebrated Uncle Eb's birthday. It was Christmas Eve. The calendar said so. Nature realized it and put on her royal gown of gold. Happy faces of expectant children proclaimed it. Buddles piled high in the arms of belated shoppers testified to it. And to peep into thousands of homes with their decorations and their widow-squated Christmas trees would have proved it. But if you had looked into the home of David Williams, you would never have guessed it was Christmas Eve. There were no decorations, no Christmas trees, not even a cheery-looking fire. But hovered around the few scant coals were the mother and 3 small children. The 4th child, a boy of 4, was nestled in the arms of the father, who was just recovering from a prolonged illness. "Daddy," the little fellow was saying, "won't tomorrow be Christmas?" "Yes," answered the father with a sigh. "Well, Daddy," came the eager little voice, "then will Santa Claus come tonight?" The father had to wait until he could trust his voice not to tremble before he said, "Well, little man, you see, Daddy's been sick for a long, long time, and Mama's had to work so hard to buy food and clothes and medicine." "But Daddy," argued the little boy, "that's why Santa ought to be so good to us. And I told him all that. And I asked him to bring me a coat and some shoes and some candy and just a lot of things. Oh, I believe you'll come, Daddy, don't you?" The mother went out to the kitchen lest her tears might cause her husband's cup of sorrow to overflow. Sad as it is for the children of the very poor on Christmas Day, I wonder if the mother's heart does not feel the keener pain when she hears her little ones asking for things she cannot give, and knows the childish heart must know disappointment and disillusionment. These, no doubt, were the thoughts that filled Mrs. Williams' mind as she went about preparing the meager supper of toast and tea. While they were partaking of this simple fare, an unusual thing happened. A great big automobile drove right down to the Williams' door. "Oh, goody!" cried the little boy. "It's Santa come already." A loud knock at the door was answered by all 4 of the children at once. But when the door was opened, the stranger did not look like Santa Claus, although he did have a smiling face and a white beard. "Excuse me," said he, "but I'm looking for the home of David Williams. Could you tell me where he lives?" "I'm David Williams," the sick man hastened to reply. There was silence for a moment, and then with outstretched arms the stranger said, "Oh, David, I'm so glad I found you. I'm your older brother, Eb, and I'm just so glad I found you tonight." It would take a long story to tell all that was said that night, for these 2 brothers had not met for 20 years, and in the meantime, one had grown rich, the other poor indeed. The poor man had a family, nothing else. The rich man had everything else, but no family, no home. And tonight, after a long, long search, he found his only living relative, and he was asking for a home with them and love, and he would supply the rest. The little boy kept running to the window. "Never mind, little man. Tomorrow you shall have a ride in that automobile." Well, I was just looking to see if Santa was a-coming. Daddy says he won't come, but I believe he will. It's needless to say that Santa did come that night, and when the 4 children got up next morning, they found more than they'd ever asked for or even dreamed about. It was the greatest Christmas the Williamses had ever seen. Now, 8 years and 6 months have passed. Let's again visit the Williams home. They're not living on that little back alley now. I could drive on over into this beautiful residential section. There's the house. Isn't it grand looking? Here comes Miss Williams. She recognizes us. "Friends of former and darker days," says she. "But you know, we've forgotten we were ever poor. Uncle Eb has been so good to us." "And how is David?" we asked. "Just lovely, just wonderful. Uncle Eb took him to the hospital, and there with rest and good attention, he soon became well and strong again. And now they're in business together. Perhaps you noticed their sign as you drove through town, the Williams Brothers. Of course, Uncle Eb furnished the capital, but David takes care of the money." "And how are the girls?" we asked. "Just lovely, and they're enjoying college life immensely. They keep me busy buying partying over. They'll be down in a few minutes. It's so opportune that you came tonight. We're celebrating Uncle Eb's birthday. We do it every year. He was so good to us." We thought within ourselves, what gratitude. So many people soon forget their benefactors. We would have excused ourselves and not have been uninvited guests at a birthday dinner. But Mrs. Williams just insisted and insisted. Just wouldn't take no for an answer. But I really wanted to see Uncle Eb, so we stayed. After a while, David came down, well-groomed and fine-looking. And then, after a while later, the girls came down with their friends. And when all the family and friends had gathered, the doors of this spacious dining room were thrown open, and we were ushered in. Of course, we expected to find Uncle Eb in the seat of honor, but he was nowhere to be seen. But around the plates of everyone were piled packages with this inscription: "Wishing you a happy time on Uncle Eb's birthday." I just couldn't stay still any longer. I just had to say, "But where's Uncle Eb? I thought you were celebrating his birthday." David dropped his head. Miss Williams began to stammer. "Well, you see, you know, our friends are all strangers to Uncle Eb, and so we just let him stay up in his room up on the 3rd floor. It's nice and sunny up there, and Uncle Eb doesn't mind. Oh, we're going to send him a tray just as soon as everyone's been served." Then begun the unwrapping of packages with exclamation of delight. "And where are Uncle Eb's gifts?" I asked. "Surely you haven't forgotten him." "No," chimed in Maud. "I went to Cress's this morning and got his things." And taking a small package from a serving tray, she said, "You see this tie? It's a real dollar value, but because of this one little spot, I got it for 79 cents. And these handkerchiefs, well, they look like real linen, but they only cost a quarter." So they sent him a trade and a few cheap gifts bought with leftover dimes after they had spent dollars, his dollars, on themselves. But let's not be too hard on the Williamses, lest we thereby condemn ourselves. When we were poor, utterly helpless, Christ, our elder brother, left the portals of glory, came down to earth, and became poor, that we, through his poverty, might become rich. And every year, at this season, we who claim his name, claim to celebrate his birthday. But like Uncle Eb, oh, how he is left out.
Can't tell who anybody is. My eyes are to see him tonight.
Thank you for reciting that for us. That's a special thing.
Who's it?
That's Stacy.